Okay, perfect. Okay, so hopefully I can see if you are popping into the live. Definitely show me a hello, pop me a hi so that I can see that you're in the chat. If you are watching it right in Zoom from the link, shoot me a quick message. Hopefully I can see the messages. I'm not quite sure if I miss your messages because this is the first time I'm streaming directly through Zoom to Facebook. If I'm missing your messages at the end of this, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. But if I'm missing your messages, please just drop me a message below in this thread and tag me in it, and I will come back and answer any questions that you might have. But hopefully I'll be able to see your questions as we're going. Like I said, if you're popping in now, shoot me a hello so I know you're here. So let's get right into this. So first, I want to welcome you to the second Blogging Babes Collective live blog chat. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a really long time, so I'm excited to actually kick this off in the group. I love spending time in the group. I love doing live stuff and helping in live mode. It is my favorite thing to do. I've been on video for a long time, so this part of it isn't new for me, but it's always just finding time. So I have slotted off some time Thursday nights at 6 o'clock to join you all here and bring some ideas to help you increase your blog traffic, your visibility. And so tonight's all about that. So if you're new here, we had a whole bunch of new group members join today. If you are new, welcome to the Blogging Babes Collective. It's great to have you. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Sasha Lacey, and I am owner and blogger over at Everyday She's Sparkling. And I am a blog coach and who helps women entrepreneurs grow their side hustles and make more money online through their blogging efforts. So I'm excited to be here. One of the things I get asked all of the time, and if you've just joined, you'll see I always ask a question when you're joining Blogging Babes Collective about, what are your biggest struggles? And almost always you'll notice I did not put in there traffic. And the reason I didn't is because everyone says traffic. Traffic is always the struggle, but that's sort of like the big P problem. When we're looking down at really the specifics of it, traffic comes from a variety of different things or pillars that I like to call them. So in my program, I teach the three pillars of blog traffic, or the blog traffic trifecta, I like to call them because that's a fun thing to say. And one of those pillars of traffic and consistent blog organic traffic is building backlinks. So today's blog chat is all about how to build three ways that you can build. I mean, there's tons and tons of ways, but we're going to talk today quickly about three ways that you can build blog traffic backlinks, or blog backlinks, that are Google friendly. So before we get started, if you've never heard of backlinks, backlinks are simply inbound links from somebody else's site or somebody else's platform to your site. So incoming links, that's what we're talking about here when we're talking about backlinks. And they can help you increase your authority because if another site is saying, hey, go and check out this person's site, especially if that site has a high authority themselves, it signals to Google that you are worth looking at or worth sending their customers to. Because let's face it, when somebody gets in to do a Google search, those are Google's customers, and they want to send their customers to the most meaningful place to check out stuff. So start this again. For anybody that missed it, I just said I would do a replay. So as you are increasing your own authority from that, your domain authority can increase. And when that increases, so that's just a number between 0 and 100 that Google decides that, your domain is worth or has a value of authority. So the higher it is, the more likely it is that Google is going to send their people, their clients, their customers to your site as a reference site. So, and those two things help you increase your blog traffic, because when Google sends their users to you, that's called organic traffic, and you want more organic traffic. The more organic traffic you have, obviously the more traffic you have, but it obviously is signaling that Google thinks that you're an authority. So backlinks are really, really important. Backlink building is really important, and there's lots of different strategies. Very quickly, please be wary of the kinds of strategies that you're using. The three that I'm going to talk about today are considered white hat, or what Google would consider legitimate, authentic backlink building. But there's also black hat link building techniques, and these are finding loopholes and wormholes in the World Wide Web to try and increase your authority in a way that doesn't benefit users, or in a way that's shady, and Google figures it out and then they shut you down. So you don't want to get there. There's also obviously in the middle, gray hat. These are things that you can do, but do them sparingly. I would just stay away from them altogether, because Google will figure it out, and you don't want to be in a position where Google is figuring out that you are trying to manipulate the system, because it's going to shut you down. So don't take that chance. So always work with white hat or above board things. If it feels wrong, it probably is. Something like buying links is not a good idea. I'm going to talk about another one in a little bit here in my second point that might make more sense of that. So let's jump right in. So the first one is getting links on high quality or high authority sites. Now, this seems obvious. This is the whole point of this message. You're probably thinking, I thought that was the whole point of this. Yes, it is, but then you can also say, but how, as somebody that's maybe brand new, or I'm a low domain authority, how do I get my little site on somebody else's high quality site? Okay, so there's two really easy ways to do this. The first is guest blogging. It is not dead. If you haven't heard of guest blogging, it's literally where you write a post in your own authority, so your own niche, you're writing about what you know about, and you are sending it to someone who accepts guest blog posts, and they'll post it on their site. And most times, especially if they are accepting, they will post those with a do follow link. So that's important. We want all these to be do follow links, because do follow says from Google, from one site to another site, yes, this is a person of authority, it's a relevant link, and we want you to actually follow that link juice to the next site. So do follow is really important. You can get some SEO benefit from no follow, but the goal here is to have do follow sites, so legitimate do follow links. So anyways, you write a post, you send it off, and what you'll do is you'll link back to your website or a specific post. And most people that are accepting, most bloggers that are accepting blog posts are usually will offer one one follow link, per site. Each one is different. I accept guest blogs. So if you are in the marketing or side hustle, online business, content strategy, anything to do with blogging, if you write about that and you would like to test this out, I'm happy to accept guest blog post contributions. I do have a list of requirements. So if you're looking to set your own up, let me know and I will share the link with you so you can see how I've set mine up. So some pretty basic and standard rules or regulations for submitting on my website. And if you're wondering, why would people even do that? Why would you want to post somebody else's site? Lots of times it's because you get busy. So I'm a very busy blogger. I have, my business is very busy, and sometimes I need to fill content. And so I want it to be high quality. So I pick and choose who gets to post on my site. So it's a really good idea. So guest blogging is a very easy way. All you need to do is do some research, find some high authority sites of people that are already in your industry that would be complementary, because they're not going to post if it's competing with them. But if it's complementary, you can reach out to them and say, hey, are you accepting guest posts? Or sometimes they just will. Or even you could Google your niche plus guest blogging or guest posting, and you might just find a list that way of places to guest blog. So that's one way. The second way is through HARO, or Help a Reporter Out. This might be something you're familiar with. HARO is a website dedicated to helping journalists, so like, real journalists from newspapers and magazines that are publishing things, and they want to cite from high authority or authoritative sources. So basically, you're helping a reporter out. So what happens is you sign up and they send you 3 times a day a list of things that journalists are looking to be cited on, or they're looking for citations. So they're looking for an expert opinion in driving automobiles. They're looking for an expert opinion in weather forecasts. They're looking for an expert opinion in traveling with kids, whatever it might be. There's literally all kinds of stuff. So you just go sign up with Help a Reporter Out, HARO, it's called, HARO, and sign yourself up. It's free, and then you can get a list. And then you just pick and choose which ones you want to contribute to. It is a bit of a crapshoot. Sometimes they will give you the link, sometimes not. I've had lots of luck and been given the follow link back to my site. So you can't be guaranteed, I've never seen anyone guarantee a link, but it's a great place to start, and lots of bloggers get their high quality backlinks that way. So that's number one. I do want to talk about one little short caveat here. If you are trying to increase your links through other sites by reaching out, please, 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 I'll say please one more time, stay away from link trains. They are a disaster in the making. If you are unfamiliar with link trains, they go something like this. Somebody posts a post and says, hey, I want to put up, it usually starts looking like a roundup post, which can be totally legit. If you're doing just a roundup post with people's links back to their sites, that's fine. But you'll get 10 people, 10 bloggers, and they'll say, we're going to post a series on wreaths. So 10 wreaths in 10 weeks. And each person will produce a wreath a week, and then they'll all share their links over and over and over and over and over again. So that is called link trains, and that would be considered more gray to black hat SEO building strategy. So you do not want to get backlinks like that, not to mention it's a huge hassle. It's not worth the effort. After you've gotten the first backlink from a high quality place, authoritative site, it really, Google doesn't recognize anything after that from the same site. So it's not even worth it. So just a little caveat there, stay away from those. I've seen those ruin people's lives, not literally, but figuratively ruining their blogging. They are a nightmare to deal with. So stay away from those. Okay, so the first one, links on high quality authoritative sites. 2 is using republishing sites. So you're probably already familiar with these, but you might not know how they work. So places like Medium, Mix, and even Quora, and even Reddit a little bit, they're more forum related, but you can go into those places, and the key here is to be authentic. They will pick you out if you're not authentic, but if you can find questions that people are asking that they need, they're looking for the answers to legitimately, and you are there to create value and give back to them, by all means do. It's okay if you give a long, message and explain, exactly how something works. If you're in the travel industry and you want to talk about the best places to go in Mexico, you could give them all this information. Don't just dump your link and run. That looks spammy. They'll never read it. But if you're being helpful and contributing valuable content, and then providing a link, it's worthwhile. Medium does, especially Medium, I know, and Mix, actually, both of them. I have high quality links, and actually that was just from resharing my posts to those sites. So you can do that. Mix, there's actually even a Google Chrome extension. So you can just add your publishing, as soon as you've published your post, you can actually add it right to that, and you'll get a high quality link from just having that. So you'd have to obviously set up your Mix account ahead of time, but it's a worthwhile thing to have. The key there is, though, to be genuine and not spammy. The third way is And this actually, kind of a bonus thing, this may be something you're already using and getting high quality backlinks for, and you don't even know. So I would suggest that you go and check it out to see if you are getting these links. So lots of the tools that bloggers use, things like email service providers, or if you have a place where you're housing all of your course content or your freebies, outside of your blog, of course, lots of times those will provide high quality backlinks automatically. So for instance, for example, I tell all of my clients, anybody that has not yet worked with an email service provider, I work with MailerLite. I've worked with it from the beginning. One of the bonuses of having MailerLite is they have landing pages, and you can, develop it right from their site. And most people prefer to have a landing page on their own website with their own domain name attached to it, which I absolutely 100% agree with. But if you just create one landing page using MailerLite's landing page system, MailerLite recognizes that as one of their links. And so I believe their domain authority is, I want to say like 84 or something. I checked earlier and I can't remember what the number was, but it's a do follow link from a high authority website. So it may not be in my niche. It's email service provider. It is not in blogging or content marketing. However, it's still a high authority link to my site, which is helpful. So I have one landing page that's created using MailerLite, but there's lots of other places. I think I even have one from ConvertKit when I trialed it for a bit there. So if you're with ConvertKit, you can check and see if you have already a high quality link from them, backlink. Places like MemberVault, and lots of them you can create a free account. Teachable, you can create a free account, and then if you host something on there. Now, I'm not suggesting, this is more gray to black hat, I'm not suggesting you go out and sign out for all of the free tools that you might already use just so that you can get a free backlink, because that's going to look shady. What I am suggesting is that if you are using them, check to see if maybe you might be getting a free backlink out of those tools. You can easily do that by going to free SEO tool like Ubersuggest. It's not the best for doing your keyword search, but they do have a backlink report. So you can type in your website and look at the backlinks report, and it will tell you exactly how many backlinks you have, and you can actually scroll through the whole thing to check that out. Another good thing, this has nothing to do with backlink building necessarily, but I have found my content duplicated from a backlink report. So because, if it's something that's outside of my, I guess a place that I hadn't heard of or a place that I didn't recognize, for me to have a backlink at, if you click on it, you can see what's there. And it's how I found my stolen content before. So anyway, that's just has nothing to do with this, just an inside tip. But yeah, so tools you already use. And then the other tool that you already use, and you're already on, I know you're on because we're on Facebook, is your social links. So make sure all of your social links, Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever you're on, and even if you're not on it, you probably have already grabbed those handles to use in the future. Make sure that you've taken advantage of the bios in there to link your website, because that can only help. And I know for a fact that I do have some high quality backlinks from most of the social sites that I am involved in and I'm already active in. So yeah, so that, I think that's the three. So let's just recap here. So high authority links on sites through guest blogging and Haro. Again, hit me up if you're in my niche and you're looking for a place to guest blog and test that out. I'd be happy to work with you. Republishing sites like Mixed Medium, Quora, and Reddit. Those are more forum sites, but again, same idea. And then some of the services that you're already using, email service providers, course hosting sites, and your social media. So these are all places you can take advantage of those high quality, high authority backlinks to your site, sharing, going back and forth, increasing your authority, increasing your domain authority, and then overall signaling to Google that you know what you're talking about, you have something to share, and that they should send their users, their customers your way and increase your organic searches. So 3 white hat, very easy ways that everyone can do. So hopefully that was helpful. I didn't see any comments here, but I'm guessing that I can't see them anyways. We'll get this figured out. I'm always, tech. I love tech. Everybody loves tech. So I hope to have this as a regular thing. I just want it to be short and sweet. So I expect these to be only half an hour blog chats. I'll leave the open end for questions. Once I'm done here, I'll go pop back into the Facebook group and see if there's any questions. I think I can't see any comments here right now. Like I was talking about before, those pillars, if you are interested in taking your content strategy to the next level and learning about all of, in depth on all of the pillars that I teach, drop a yes, please, into the comments and we'll connect, and I'll share a little bit more about what I do and see if I can help you with some of your strategies. In the meantime, thank you for popping in and checking out the second very best of BBC blog chats. And I was gonna say I'll see you next Thursday. I even wrote it down at 6 o'clock because I do intend for this to be a regular thing. I want people to be able to show up and know that I'm gonna show up. However, I will be on a plane. So I realized that after I started writing it. So we will reschedule it then for Friday night instead for 6 o'clock. So I believe that is the 7th of October. But I'll be sure to pop a message in here. I'll tag everyone. I know some of you hate it, but whoever likes it, I'm giving it to the people that need it. So if you see me tagging you at everyone, it's because I don't want you to miss these free live events, and I hope you find them valuable. So that's it. That's all. Let's go in and check, and just give me a second here. I want to check to see if hopefully we've been going all along here. And yes, I think that is working okay. Oh, well, that's me in a replay. So hopefully it was still in Facebook. It says on here I'm live in Facebook, so I'm going to go ahead and guess I am. But anyways, if you have any questions about backlink building strategy, some of the things that I chat about today, or learning more about my Learn to Earn blog mentorship program and the pillars that I teach and strategies to earn traffic on your site, let me know. I'd love to connect. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Thursday, and we will chat soon. Take care. Cheers.